Hello, everybody. I probably should have played some music or something while I'm waiting for people to jump on. Considering this is the first time I've done this, I don't imagine we're going to have a whole lot of people jumping on. But I've sent out a little blast on my Instagrams and Books of Face a few days ago saying that I was going to start doing some stuff from my laptop. So figured it out. Obviously got it running, and here is the first ever live web chat from my YouTube channel, which I don't expect this to be too long. I actually have a gig this evening. I host a jam with Carrie Denton and Kirk Plunkett Wednesday nights at Darwin's in Sandy Springs at their new location on Hildebrand Road or Avenue or whatever it is. And that's a burb of Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're in the area, it's we call it Jelly Night because for years I used to run other jams, and we would joke around about, hey guys, sorry, it's not Jelly Night, it's Jam Night. So it's jam, but it's jelly is the idea. So we're trying to do some different things with this particular jam, but I've got to run up there and do that. Not sure if I will. I had initially wanted to try to start doing some web streaming from that. A few years ago, me and John Schwanke and John McKnight were doing some live Facebook casts from Monday nights at Darwin's at the old location, which I have all pulled. They're still on my Facebook page, and I have since pulled them all down. The audio is not great. It was just done from my old iPhone 5. So it's buggy, it's not great, but we have like 40 hours worth of completely improvised music that I'm going to start uploading here. So basically what I'm going to do here is maybe if anybody hops on, and I don't think anybody will because I haven't told anybody that even that I'm doing this. I'm just doing it randomly. I don't even know if there's a way to grab a link and share that around. And if there were, I would certainly do that here. I see I can post some stuff here. If a chat were happening, it would happen right over here on this part of the screen. So I'll be keeping up with that stuff. So anyway, you'll probably be watching this afterwards. So I'll just use this as sort of a brief little update. I'm guilty of it, but I really don't like vague updates. So I'll just leave this in brief. I know I've been quiet for a while. I've not done any demonstration videos in a while. I've not done any album updates in a while. I've not done any live streams of any Treaded Marco things or other things that I had been thinking to do. I've had a lot of plans, but I've also had a lot of setbacks because life just sometimes gets in the way, and that's okay. Hey, Kingdom Child on Earth, yo, what's going on? I don't know what your real Earth name is, but your YouTube handle is righteous. So thank you for watching. So I have plans for a few things, but I just want to give a few updates of, oh, hey, Jessica. There's a few things that are not even really announcements. There'll be some announcements of stuff coming up. I just want to kind of fill everybody in on what's kind of been happening in 2018 now that we're almost into 2019 and we're finishing up the year. I've been quiet, but I've quietly been very active. On the immediate front of the new album that I've started talking about almost 3 years ago now, that was demoed almost entirely and completely 3 years ago, that I had to abandon for particular reasons. Needed to find a plan for it. I've been working on a plan for it. So quietly I've been working on that, but unfortunately I have not really touched those demos since then. It's a big project. I had initially wanted it to be a double album. There's 20 pieces of music. It's programmatic. It's what would you call it? I guess it's almost sort of a concept album, but it's all instrumental guitar. It's kind of the kitchen sink for me with a little bit of everything that I do and keep up with. If you hear dogs, I'm taking care of my nephew dogs for a few days here in Atlanta. Yeah, so I had a big concept for it. I really feel like it needs to be released as a concept, and I'm working on a plan to finish that. I've been talking with musicians about figuring it out. Um, some of it will just be program stuff. Some will be, well, anyway, I won't talk about any more of the details on that because I hate being random and teasing something that's happening. And there's going to be news, and stay tuned. That has been on hold. It doesn't continue to be on hold. It's a priority, and I will start returning back to work on that in 2019. Hopefully, fairly early into the year, I'll have some idea of when I'll be knocking that out and getting it closer to, um, excuse me, a reasonable way of finishing it. Um, Beyond that, I have several other projects that I'm working on. If I haven't been posting it, you can find my Instagram Mike2 of 5 Martin. It's the same handle as my Google handle over here, my YouTube handle. It's just the same as my Facebook handle, Mike2 of 5 Martin. I can write it in here because that's always a good thing to do. That's my handle. So if you're watching this later and you're wondering what the heck my handle is, there it is. So I post a lot of things about what's kind of going on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. I'm really bad at the constant content, social media posting. I would like to be better about it, but I would also like to do it differently. Like I watch a lot of posts, and I keep up with a lot of people. And I think some people are really great at social media stuff and engagement, and I think there's like a lot of overuse of it and like way too much information. And kind of, I feel myself wanting to tune out on stuff. So I'm trying not to do that either and just wear out stuff. I would genuinely like people to get enough to want to keep up, and not so much that they feel like they want to not pay attention anymore and wear out my internet welcome, as it were. So here's the short answer on what I've been doing in 2018. I play with my duo, Dose Martins, which is me and Katie Martin, and we have been talking about doing a number of things, including doing some writing. So this winter is a good opportunity. She's been all over the place doing like loop festivals and stuff. So she's been traveling a good bit. She did a road trip with Dixie Duncan a little while ago, which is fantastic. She also did a road trip with Larry Mitchell. So she's been out with some pretty heavy guitar players, and I'm only heavy in that I have put on weight. So when we do stuff, I guess I do count as a heavy guitar player because going to the gym is not something that has happened in 2018. That's also something that I plan on rectifying here soon. So we have plans for doing some stuff. Katie just did a residency at Darwin's on Tuesday nights where we did a Dose Martins night, and she did other things with some other songwriters, and then finished it up last night with some looping artists and stuff. And I know we did a music video shoot for her band Hey Alligator, so I'll probably be posting that stuff around too. Let's see. So there'll be some Dose Martin stuff coming up in 2018 I'll be telling you about, and hopefully I'll have some information about what we're going to do in terms of releasing some of our own music. Mainly, we've been playing Katie's music and some cover stuff, and we do fun stuff. We play at some cigar bars. We've played at some barbecue joints. It's a fun gig because we're pretty small footprint, so we get to go a few places. But we've also done some pretty cool rock venue gigs as well, opening up for some bands and stuff. So there'll be some more of that, and hopefully some festivals next year. And we got designs. Don't really have anything to announce, but it's definitely an active project that we're both seriously interested in. And Katie's also releasing her own solo music and stuff. So like definitely go check out Katie Martin's stuff because it's awesome. And I wouldn't be working with her if it wasn't. And she's awesome. Dixie Duncan, he and I have done some duo gigs as well. Not as many as I would probably like, but partly because Dixie travels a lot doing his solo thing. But we have also taken a turn with the Dixie Duncan band, and we've reorganized that into a new project called the Tragedy Strategy, and we've done our first tour That was a short run. We went up to Wisconsin and did a number of dates up there. Played a festival date and some club dates and some fun like at-home concert dates and stuff like that with some friends up in Wisconsin. So what's up, Wisconsin? If you're watching this. So that's been a good foray into just getting everybody to know the new project and what we got going on with that. Dixie is well underway. If you're not following Dixie Duncan Music or Dixie Duncan Gypsy Trash Motherfucker, there's a few different handles he's got running around on the interwebs. So check out what he's doing. We've been working on, or at least I've been working on a collection of recordings with him that he's got a bunch of guest artists coming on. It's a little different from his last record that was much more solo driven and a little technology driven with all the loop compositions that he does. This is a bit more organic and a bit more stripped down and acoustic and ensemble related, but not a rock band format, just in a mixed ensemble kind of thing. That you can go find out more stuff about that. It's been a process. We've been recording as we've had time. He and I have been meeting regularly about some more tunes that he would like to have my input guitaristically on, because I've told him I pretty much play triangle or harmonica or pillows, whatever the song requires. I'm committed to being a part of that process and creative endeavor. So there will be some of that stuff coming up. And there's talk of doing some recordings with the Tragedy Strategy proper, but I think the priority right now is finishing up this album project that he's working on. So please keep up with Dixie Duncan and his music and what's going on with that release, because I'm pretty excited about it. Because there haven't been a lot of releases from me from stuff that I've had going on. I've been a little dormant on that side of things. So I've had a lot of people asking me about what's new music that's coming out that people can listen to and what have you. So there's one thing that you can look forward to confidently in 2019. The next thing, a very good friend of mine that I have been playing music with for almost 20 years now, David Mannion. He is the keyboardist for the band Kansas. Yes, the Dust in the Wind, Carry On My Wayward Son, Kansas. He has been with them for about 4 or 5 years since Steve Walsh retired. And they have been touring and they've been doing really good business since they put out a new record with the revamped lineup that's got David on keys, and I'm just super proud of him. And he's amazing, and he's always been a joy to work with. I've hired him to play in my band, and we've worked together in New Yankee All-Star configurations and other things. And in particular, he has a project called Level 5 that it's a brainchild of his that is instrumental progressive fusion, or whatever you would call that in particular. And I don't think he's done a big press announcement about what he's doing with that, but I am very much involved in it and very much looking forward to start working on tracking some guitar for him with that. I don't know specific plans on that. All of that's going to largely figure in around his touring schedule with Kansas. I know their 2018 is getting ready to wind down, but they don't have much downtime because I think Kansas has a lot of stuff in the works too. So follow Kansas Band and follow David Mannion. I don't think he's got a YouTube channel off the top of my head. I'll check with David on that, but I know he's got a Facebook page for all of his music stuff that I think is Manny Media, or just look up David Mannion Keyboards and I'm sure you'll find him. And if I can find a link, I'll share it on the comment section later. Because I'm just doing this impromptu because it's what I do. I improvise. I improvise with things like sugar and chocolate and peanut butter, and sometimes coconut and almonds, but almost always coffee. So that's a few things. What else is happening? The dreaded Marco has been less busy this year, but not entirely not active. We have played a handful of dates this year, only a couple of full shows, and then we contribute to some charitable performance-driven things around town, like the 500 Songs. That is a music-oriented charity that works with children in hospitals and stuff like that. So one of the things we do is 500 Songs for Kids. It's really cool. Look them up, 500 Songs. They do a really cool event in town where literally it's 500 songs for kids is one chunk of time, where like they get every band they can possibly think of within a month to play all these different venues in town to play 500 songs as a fund drive to get people to donate to the Songs for Kids Foundation. And then they travel to hospitals all over the country and do some really amazing things. So we're really proud of the work that we get to do with them every year. They have us out. I can't remember how many years we've done this. I've tried to live stream them on Facebook regularly. So you can find some of those either on my Facebook page or the Dreaded Marco's Facebook page. It's probably a good note. I think everything we have right now is social media driven because I had an issue with a web server going back a couple of years ago. And while the web domains for mikemartin.net for me and thedreadedmarco.com, we still own those domains. I was in charge of moving them over to another server and I have messed that up. So I'm still trying to get myself out of that little entanglement. So we've been more social media active in the meantime, but we'll get back to work on that. And if anybody knows good things about that, I would gladly accept some free advice because I've Googled until my Googler has been sore and it's not bore any fruit for me on that. But basically, I didn't move the sites before it was taking off of the server that they were hosted on. And somewhere in between, now my website exists. And so does the Dreaded Marco. I have a new server for them to go to. I need a little bit of help with that. I definitely fall into the category of the independent guy who can't afford to hire a lot of people to do all of these different things. So I have learned just enough stuff to screw a little bit of everything up in lieu of actually practicing guitar. You know, you get what you pay for. So yeah, I'll definitely accept some advice on that stuff or a guru. My friend Adam Fox is definitely going to help me. Hello, Adam, if you see this. With all the web design and infrastructure type business when I actually get this problem solved. And he and I may be able to commiserate and actually get on the phone one day when I actually have a business hour during the week to focus on this and get it done. It just hasn't been a huge priority, namely because no new releases from Dreaded Marco or me. So it's just not been high on the priority list with all the other things everybody's got going on, like family stuff. So there is that front, but there is much talk about doing work on the next Dreaded Marco record. We're excited to do one. We want to do one. I think when we left off, if you've been keeping up with us, we wrote about an album's worth of material. We'll probably have more than that now, that we haven't gotten together on a lot of material. I know I've written some other things that I haven't had a chance to bring to the guys because we've all been so busy. But there is a possibility of lots of material. We just haven't really discussed what kind of release we want to do, how we want to do it, and all that. So there is music that is ready to be done and finished there. We just got to get that stuff organized. And wintertime is probably a good time for us to do that because everything should settle down a little bit after the holidays. Seems like there's a good lull if you're not touring, if you're not doing a winter tour and prepping for that. January, February is a really good time to kind of knuckle down on some things. So there'll be hopefully some information on that as we move forward with it. Let's see. There have been talk of a few other things. One in particular is the New Yankee All-Stars, which is myself. I'm sorry, not the New Yankee All-Stars, though we are talking about doing a reunion with the New Yankee All-Stars as well. We haven't done a gig in a while. Me, John Schwanke on bass, John McKnight on drums. We haven't done a gig in a year and a half, I think, something like that. It's been a minute. So we're about ready to do some more of that stuff. It's been a little longer than we're comfortable with. But the three of us had a project some years ago around the Atlanta area. And in the Southeast, you may have heard of it, called the Hybrids. And it was me, John Schwanke on bass, John McKnight on drums, and Lola Gully on keys and vocals. Also, John McKnight sings with the Hybrids as well. And we have not done anything with the Hybrids in several years, many years, several years, even, gosh, before before I ever joined Fozzy or any of that stuff. As a matter of fact, I think one of the reasons that had to stop doing the hybrids is I started touring with a band called Jana out of Atlanta. We had signed a record deal with a company called Rattlesby Records in 2000. And we had been doing Weekend Warrior stuff. And with that record deal, we kind of got a bigger push to be on the road properly for many weeks at a time, which just really impeded our ability to do stuff with the hybrids. And all of us collectively in the hybrids, we're all songwriters and we're all also hired guns and play for lots of people. So just it becomes complicated when you're expecting to do work with one band and then certain members of the band can't be there for other things. To find substitutes when you're just doing local bar gigs is one thing, but we had designs to do more things. So it got to a point where I had to step away from it. And we just hadn't done anything with it since then. We never really broke up. We just kind of stopped doing things. So Lola and I have spoken, and McKnight and I have spoken, and Schwanke and I have spoken, and we've all loved the idea of doing a reunion show. That is something that we're looking to organize in 2019. So that'll be fun to bring that project out, because that project is a bit of a genesis project for all of us, because I started doing that pretty much right after college, after graduating. So we definitely were young and ambitious and had a lot of fiery chops, and we're not afraid to use them. So I think we're pretty excited about the possibility of a bit more road weariness and experience and maybe some wisdom to throw down with that particular band. Maybe hold a bit of that fiery stuff in a little more controlled environment. Like we used to play at a place called Fuzzy's a lot. Like every Sunday for a while. So I'd come in off the road. I think we'd all come in off the road with our other various projects, and like we would just get to Fuzzy's on a Sunday and just destroy the place. It got notey. So that was fantastic and fun. So I'm excited about that idea. So that's a reunion thing that could happen. The New Yankee All Stars is probably going to end up doing at least a single reunion show. Let's see. Speaking of reunion shows, if you missed it, my brother and my drummer Mike Froge and the Dreaded Marco, his band Double Drive, which is one of the bands in the day that made it out of Atlanta and did some pretty incredible things and released a lot of really incredible music. When they stopped touring several years ago, they haven't really done a lot of reunion stuff. They just did 2 successful reunion shows here in Atlanta that were amazing and sort of, at least for me, re-sparked and reinvigorated my interest in what a real rock band is supposed to do and how a real rock show is supposed to go. So very proud of that. I think that was pretty amazing. If you've not heard Double Drive, definitely look them up, because it's a cast of badasses between Mike Froge, who maybe you know him from through me and Dreaded Marco. Maybe you know him from playing drums for Black Label Society. He's also played with Blood Simple and I Empire and like everybody. He's one of those guys. Donnie Hamby, guitar and vocals, amazing. If you probably know Donnie from, he guested on, I think it was Declaration of a Headhunter, the Stuck Mojo album that came in like 99 or 2000. I think he's all over that record. Amazing, one of my favorite lyricists and vocalists to come out of Atlanta. Just amazing dude, amazing musician, amazing writer. And then my brother Josh Sattler on bass, who Josh and I have played together in a band called The Nominees, as well as some other various funny incarnations of things. He's just another one of those amazing, just bad motherfuckers. And then, of course, Troy McLaughlin on guitar, who is currently playing with Evanescence and has played with Seether as well and a bunch of other people. Like he's just one of those guys, man. He's got guitar tone figured out. Has had it figured out for a long time, and he knows how the power of the riff and when to cut everybody's head off and when to just groove. And he's definitely one of my favorite players ever to come out of Atlanta and just ever. and another amazing human being. So if you get a chance to check any of their stuff out, I highly, highly, highly recommend both of their records, Thousand Yard Stare and Blue in the Face, both amazing records. And on that, also, the singer for the nominees, Sage Turner, is she's got some new music that she's going to be putting out. I'm not sure anything about the release, but look her up on social media and all that stuff. Sage Turner. Her one of her projects is called Babe Animal, which is incredible. She's played me a couple of tracks. I don't think that are completely released yet or whatever, but we've been talking for a while about doing some collaborative stuff ever since we were working together with the nominees a few years ago. So we're definitely interested in doing some stuff. So that's pretty exciting that we're in the talking phase of some new things coming up. Let's see. Lastly, other performing things that I've done. I have been running around the country, if you've been following me on social media, all over the place with this band called Jesse's Girls, which is a show band, just an amazing group of musicians. And I know there's so many show bands around the country that are so good, and we're really fortunate that we're in demand and we get a lot of high profile gigs. This last year, I've played the Reverend Jesse Jackson's birthday party here in Atlanta. I've played the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans for another party band benefit. Just so many amazing things that we get to do with this group of traveling musicians, and like, it's hard work, but it's good work, and just what an inspiring group of people to be involved in. So you can follow what we do on. I think the Instagram is Jesse's Girls IG. Is what that is, and mainly private events and stuff. I don't think there's anything that's been like a big public event, but if you just want to keep up with the tomfoolery we do on that, it's good work, and I'm very happy to have that work. I know a lot of times in the music business, we kind of talk about some types of jobs as day job kind of things, but the reality is that if you're not a guy who got famous for writing your own music yet, then you're a hired gun. And I've been a hired gun for most of my career, with the exception of the things that I do with my bands. But the hired gun stuff is what has largely kept me working and paying bills. So this is another one of those types of opportunities that I've been fortunate enough to do things with. So I'm very, very pleased to be doing that, even though, it's not everybody's first thought to be I want to be an amazing show band or what have you. And I've had opportunities to audition for like some show band residencies, like in Myrtle Beach and things like that. I was so terrified of being stuck doing that stuff and not having an opportunity to be on the road. But the reality is, like, the road is there. You always have the opportunity to be on the road and to play, and for the joy of playing, and for events. And music is just a part of the celebration of life and times and all of that. So I'm really, really happy that I'm getting to do a bit more of that stuff that doesn't have the heaviness of what I've been trying to do with my own compositional artistic career, because that definitely got weighty. Definitely one of the reasons that I slowed down all the work on my record Drive. So that's been a good positive thing for me, even though it's been a difficult thing for me. In some ways, certainly it's been a lot to do. 3-hour shows. I hadn't been doing 3-hour shows because when I've been touring with Fozzy or Mojo with my band, usually that's the longest show we would do would be like maybe a 90-minute set. So 3 hours is a long time to be, keeping the party going, but it's good. It's good work. So yes, I'm very fortunate in that. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. I don't think I have missed anything. So let me leave this conversation here. The last few things I will say is I have plans for the YouTube channel. My YouTube channel really needs to be a bigger part of everything that I'm doing. Facebook is great. I think Instagram is a really good thing. I almost feel now that Instagram is a little bit more important than Facebook, although you have to have Facebook, because Facebook, although I keep talking to people who take things like digital Sabbaths where they won't do anything online for a whole day. I talked with a friend in Germany just earlier today about a bunch of stuff, and he'll take like full weeks or 2 weeks off with he'll just deactivate his social media accounts. And he says he actually sleeps better because he doesn't have the constant stress of just the barrage of information and what's oftentimes a lot of negative information, depending on what's coming up on your scrolling feed. And I like that idea. But I also like the contact that you get to have with people and keeping everybody up on what you're doing, and me in particular. So I definitely am going to be doing a lot more with my YouTube channel. I have, over the last year, invested in some things, such as a better laptop, because you can't have a 10-year-old computer doing modern things. So I bought a new computer. Yay, I'm growing up. I got a new phone. So I'm no longer with the iPhone 5, even though I still have the iPhone 5. I have something much more modern that allows me to do a lot more stuff with a lot higher quality. I've also been looking into some other things that I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do some demonstratory type things, or at least some review things. So kind of imagine my channel going this way. Get back into doing some demonstration stuff, because of the demonstration videos I have done, I do get emails and comments from people who have bought things on my recommendation and on my demonstration. And they ask me about new stuff all the time. So if there's anything you'd like for me to review and like for me to get my hands on, I will write to me, let me know, and I will reach out to whatever companies and I'll see what I can get, or I will go to a local shop and I'll see if I can't do a review for a local shop that has it in stock. And or if I can't do that, I'll just go to a shop and I'll put it to its paces and I'll give you a review afterward of what I think of the thing, if I can't get a direct support from the manufacturers or through a shop. So there's that. I'm always teaching. I've got new students starting on Skype in January, so I've got a little bit of space in my schedule for music lessons via Skype. So if you're interested in guitar lessons of whatever style, or you like any of my tunes and want to work on any of that stuff, certainly hit me up about Skype lessons. I'm thinking about doing a short series of music lessons for my YouTube channel. I think that's a really powerful thing. I've seen a lot of really great music theory and guitar related instructional stuff that it's just content put out there for free for everybody. And I'd like to do a little bit of contributing to that just from my own perspective, because there's, 1,000 ways or more to talk about a lot of theoretical concepts. So sometimes it's not always what is the concept, sometimes it's what do you like to do with the concept, so possibilities of conceptual stuff. So I'd like to do some stuff with that and plan to do some stuff with that. What else? Live stream stuff. I'm looking forward to doing that. More of these sort of video blogs, vlog kind of things. So I will leave with this. If you were just watching this, please subscribe to my channel, because that definitely helps with stuff. And maybe share this video link around, or if you look around my channel and see some other things that you like or agree with, or helps you buy a thing, please share those links around too, because that helps keep my views up and keep more people seeing my content, which is always great. I think I have a bunch of stuff on here, not only demonstrator stuff and videos that have been posted by other accounts that are in my favorites and other things, but I think I've got album lists of all the music that I've released, plus music that I've released with Agent Cooper, Dreaded Marco, so on and so forth. And through all of that, you can probably find me. You could probably find me on SoundCloud, where there's some demo stuff up there and some other fun stuff that I don't typically release as regular releases. You can find me on Spotify. I need to put some links out, because there are a few Mike Martins out there, and they all do stuff that's very different from me. So I don't know if I've helped them sell music, but I don't think they've helped me sell any music. So I need to sort of rectify that a little bit. And lastly, since it's the holidays and it's that wonderful time of year, find me on Spotify, play my tracks. I have a wonderful Christmas song that I released a couple of years ago called O Come, Emmanuel. People wanted me to do a Christmas record, and I did one song that I kind of threw the kitchen sink into. So it's like a whole bunch of my favorite Christmas things thrown into that. So that is on there. You can also buy that, and you can buy everything that I've released as a solo artist on my CD Baby channel or CD Baby account. Everything is digital. I don't think I have any more physical copies of anything left. But you can buy my entire debut album, 2 of 5, for 99 cents right now on CD Baby. But you have to download the whole record. I think every song is still listed individually as $1 each song. But if you buy it as an album, you can get it for 99 cents. So please take advantage of that. Every sale definitely helps me put some in the coffers for the next releases. The single Wherever You Are, I think I've got that reduced to 50 cents, and O Come O Come Emmanuel is 50 cents instead of $1 for those tracks. So it's a fire sale. Everything must go. So check that stuff out, and that'd be great. Hey, Martin, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I'm certainly going to try to keep pushing through these things. I'm trying to heap everything on so that I can do a bunch of stuff and get overwhelmed about it and then have another panic attack and then sit down and then heap a bunch of stuff on. It's kind of my plan for all of this stuff. And yeah, anything else that you would like to see me do? Any channels that you think I should check out? I'm constantly trolling YouTube for content. I've got some favorite channels for sure. I love That Pedal Show, one of my favorite ones to watch. Rick Beato, a friend of mine, has an amazing YouTube channel called Everything Music. Should definitely check out anything and everything that Rick does. Pete Thorne does amazing demonstration videos, and he does cool video chats as well. That, like, he's just such a great guy. He's had an amazing career, amazing guitar player, and like he owns the demo game. Like, I will watch every video that he produces, whether I'm interested in buying another fuzz pedal or not, just because no matter what he messes with, like, he's gonna play some incredible guitar and write a cool thing to show it off. So just to hear more new music from Pete, I definitely check out his channel. So subscribe to all of those cats. Adam Neely is great. Brett Shull is fantastic. This is a ton. I need to come up with like a little. You should subscribe to all of these cats because they're really, really good. All right, I'll leave it at that because I need to finish this coffee and probably brush this tooth, and maybe, I don't know, beard's looking a little bushy today. This is probably going away sometime in 2019. Like, when I stopped working on my record, I also stopped shaving. That's how long it's been that I've been working, but I've been in whatever this hibernation mode is. So getting back to work will probably mean, yeah, this will probably go away because I'm a little tired of looking like I'm 900 years old, and I'm definitely not as cool as Yoda. So thank you guys again. Subscribe to my channel and hit the like button and all of that stuff, and I greatly appreciate it. And be on the lookout for more stuff, because I'm going to try to figure out how to do more things and do this stuff regularly. So if you're looking for content, hold me accountable, because I said I'm going to do it. Hold me accountable to do it. It's like if I said I was going to quit smoking. If you caught me with a cigarette, slap me. But it's been like almost 12 years since I quit smoking. So don't do that. You don't have to slap me. No more cigarettes for me. All right, y'all. Peace and goodwill to men and women and children and dogs and cats and all the little birds and creatures and stuff. All right, y'all. Bye.